Okay, are we a go? Alright, we are a go. First of all, this podcast is going to be published out of sequence. This is stating the obvious. 108 is the 20th of July, 2012. And the second thing you need to know is that you, the 99%, the statist, the people who say there ought to be a law, you are not going to like anything you hear in this podcast. But wait, you ask yourself, how is that different from normal? This asshole never says anything that I like.
You can scream and shout with all your might.
Well, this time, I am really gonna piss in your fucking cornflakes. So get an extra bowl, because I got a lot of pissing to do. I'm going to try. We are going to keep this to one podcast. This will not be a part 2 of this podcast in which I am right and you are wrong. How is that going to happen, you ask? But great one. You're going to be right about things and you're going to tell me that I'm a moron? No way. That would be so unusual. I know, it would be shocking, wouldn't it? This is Stating the Obvious, and I am the Great One himself. This is the weapons platform from which I launched the nuclear-tipped cruise missile that homes in on and destroys dumb motherfucker and statist all around the world, all around the country, all around Fort Collins, and today, down there in Aurora, Colorado. Oh! It's a machine gun attack at the Batman premiere! Everybody duck. Oh yes, we are motherfucking going there. For most of you out there, you need to stop this podcast right now, because we, and by we I mean I, am about to delve into the fucking truth. Let's get this rolling. You can send your hate mail, which if it's good enough, I will make fun of on the podcast. You can send your hate mail to god@cynlibsoc.com. That's dog spelled backwards, god@cynlibsoc.com. The Cynical Libertarian Society is on the website. I always say it's on the website. Cynical Libertarian Society is on the internet at cynlibsoc.com. Cynical Libertarian Society, and in the control room, the lovely and adorable Randy. She's in there. She has not been shot at a Batman premiere. Are you offended yet? No? Well, you fucking will be soon. Alright, let's get this rolling as soon as I grab my notes. And stop whacking the microphone. Not whacking off. That's different. Well, it's different from me anyway. Alright, so let's let the witch hunt begin. We are now going to be bombarded with the liberal statist media and all the fuckhead politicians calling for more gun control, more gun laws, because if we, this is how you statists think, and I use the term think very, very loosely. This whack job, who's from California and who went to medical school, or was going to medical school, who had a college degree, this whack job killed. Now, let's talk about the non-aggression principle. I'm already off my notes. See, how long did that take, Randy? We're not, 4 minutes in yet. I'm already off my notes. This whack job went through 12 years of public education, and I don't know if it was 2 years of college, 4 years of college, whatever, some amount of college, and he still doesn't grasp that killing other people for fun, or killing other people to solve problems, or killing other people to let out your stress, or whatever his excuse is going to be for why he killed those people, he still doesn't understand that that's wrong. But our education system here is so wonderful. Why, we need to give it even more funding so it can do an even better job. And actually, the reason the education system failed is because it just doesn't have enough money. The public education system in California just doesn't have enough money to teach children and students that killing other people is wrong. And it's because of those Republicans. They won't raise taxes. And it's because of those libertarians and those anarchist who opposed the state, because if we just had more state education, then finally people would understand that killing other people is wrong. All right, that's not on the note. Let me get on this. All right, so what are we going to hear? We're going to hear all about how we need more laws restricting guns, because there's never enough laws, and if there just would have been one more law, this wouldn't have happened. Because the fact that it's against the law to kill people is not enough. No. And and I love, in one of the articles I read, I'll link to this stuff, and there's probably going to be some additional commentary on the blog in written form. That's what's going to help keep this to one podcast. But one of the sources I found says it's believed that one of the weapons was an assault rifle. So had he killed these people with a rifle that's not an assault rifle, they would be less dead. I mean, it would be more justifiable. What? I mean, okay, look, it's already against the law, for whatever the fuck that is worth, and in this case we see it's worth nothing, to kill people. The idea that all you fuckhead statists out there have going through your tiny little fucking pea brains right now, that if there was just one more law, he wouldn't have killed those people. No, one more law would not have prevented him from killing those people. You know what would have prevented him from killing those people? Two things. Number one, a society in which people are taught the non-aggression principle. Second thing, if the people in that movie theater would have been armed. If 20% of the people in that theater had a weapon with them, he could have shot maybe 3, maybe 4 people before somebody put a fucking cap in his head. But this is exactly what, I'm going off notes, Randy. This is exactly what you people don't want. You people out there, you statists, you fuckheads who are going to sit there and go, we need more laws against guns. This is what you want. This is what the state wants. This is a wonderful day for the state. Oh, this Obama is acting like he's sorry and shit. He's so fucking thrilled that this has happened, because now you fucking statist sheep 99% are fuckheads are going to go to the government and go, oh, Messiah, protect us, because now every time we go to the movie theater, somebody might shoot us. There's going to be metal detectors at the movie theaters. You're going to beg for this. There's going to be armed guards at the movie theaters. You're going to beg for this. And the state loves it. This is the kind of thing the state loves. I've said it before. The state loves when women get raped, because it makes women afraid, and fear is the state's friend. This is a classic example. Obama and all the fuckheads in Congress and all the fuckheads in the administration and all the fuckheads in the government down in Denver and the fuckheads in the capital of Colorado, all these fucking statist fuckheads are just jumping with joy, because you little fuckhead 99%er sheep fuckers are going to be going to them going, oh, we're so scared, protect us. And when you're scared, the government can enslave you more. After 9/11, it's like, look at the indignities you suffer now to get on a fucking airplane. Soon, the same indignities you suffer, you'll be going in the movie theater, you'll be having to take off your fucking shoes. And you'll love every minute. And the state loves this. Right now, the state is getting all this media attention. People are on the internet going to these websites. People are buying newspapers. Money is being spent for this. All these people are now traumatized by this. The police get to show up and shoot at people and run around with their paramilitary gear, which is hilarious. This guy goes and shoots people and he's got all this military gear and he's a wacko. The police show up wearing military gear, having assault rifles, and shoot people, and they're heroes. All right. The police are loving this. This is great publicity. The police in Denver are now going to go to the people and say, we need more tax money because we need to buy more assault weapons, because the next time somebody does this in a theater, we need more weapons to kill them with, because we didn't have enough this time. And the people are going to roll over and tell the police force, do whatever you want. We just want you to protect us. And there you are, a little deeper into slavery. all the what do you call it, the fucking psychotherapist fuckwads, all these people that survived this are now traumatized because they can't understand how this happened. We're going to talk about that later. That's it. And now they're going to have to go and get therapy. So therapists all over Denver are fucking creaming their panties. They're going to make a fortune on this. Books are going to be written about this. There's going to be so much money flowing to the state, to the government, to the police forces, to the corporations. This is the greatest fucking thing for the state that has happened in years. You're all terrified right now. You're just so fucking scared because the idea of carrying a handgun with you and protecting yourself is something you can't do. It's something you won't do. Because of that, you are a slave. You depend on the state to protect you, and you're just going to give the state even more and more power. Prediction, I'm saying it right now, metal detectors at movie theaters. Randy, write it down. I'll put it on the website. Metal detectors at movie theaters. It's fucking coming. Hold on. No, I got it. Don't put down your drink. No, I got it. It's done. All right. Where are my notes? The fuck was I talking about? All right. Why more laws aren't going to make a difference? Whatever kind of law you fuckwads pass about guns, whatever, it's not going to make a difference. Here's why. First of all, laws do not alter the behavior of smart people or insane people. Okay. Depending on who you ask, I'm either smart or I'm insane. Both of those points are debatable. The reason I don't go to a movie theater and kill people is because I am intelligent. It's because I have a rational principle, which is the guiding foundation of my behavior. It is the non-aggression principle. I recognize that to aggress against other people when unprovoked is wrong. It is not universally preferable behavior, to steal the phrase from Stefan Molyneux. It in no way benefits me. It in no way benefits them. It in no way benefits our society. There's really, I mean, you can stretch. Okay, you can stretch anything. If I try hard enough, yes, I could come up with reasons why going to a movie theater and shooting people might be beneficial to me. But you have to stretch really fucking hard to get there. And people who do stretch really fucking hard to get there are the people that are insane. Like this guy who went to this theater and shot up a bunch of people trying to watch Batman. Okay? Laws. So I do not go to the movie theater and shoot people because it's against the law. I do not go to the movie theater and shoot people because I'm intelligent enough to know that it is morally wrong, that it violates the non-aggression principle, and that there is no way that this benefits myself or my friends or my community or my society or my nation. That's why I don't shoot people at the theater. Not because it's against the law. Nut jobs, like this whack fucker, aren't going to not go to the theater and shoot people because it's against the law, because whack jobs like this butt fucker, that's a new word, like this butt fucker are, and that's not to imply he's a homosexual, for those of you who are think I just made a anti-homosexual slur. I fuck butts. I mean, ooh, but mine are female, but I mean, the point is, butt fucking is okay. That has not, focus. Thank you. Sorry, when I get to calling people names, it's just too much fun. This asshole went in here and shot these people because he's insane. The fact that it was against the law to shoot people does not stop an insane person, okay? So the idea that you're going to pass another law which is going to stop the next insane, because the next insane person who wants to go to a Batman movie and shoot people, he's going to be sitting there going, well, you know, shooting people is against the law, but I'm going to do it anyway. But they passed this new law that says if you shoot people in a movie theater with an assault rifle, you spend an extra 5 years in prison. Oh God, you know what? Shit. I guess I'm not going to go to the theater and shoot people. Okay, if you believe that works, you are stupid. And that brings me to, who is it? Who are the people whose behavior is affected by laws? Because let's not pretend that there aren't people whose behavior is affected by laws. They are. That would be you, the statist, the 99%. Let me do an analogy here. I have this argument a lot with religious people who think that you can't have morals unless you have religion. And that religion may be Christianity, whatever. By religion you may say believe in God, what the fuck ever. A while back, I had this debate briefly in a philosophy group. This woman says, well, you can't have morals and ethics if you don't believe in God, because that's where morals and ethics come from. And of course, when you say something like this, what you're actually saying is that I, the person who believes, the person who have morals because I got them from my religion, I don't actually have morals. Let me explain this. God says, thou shalt not kill. So then you say, well, it's wrong to kill people. Okay, why is it wrong to kill people? Well, because God said so. It's like, so what if God changes his mind and decides it's okay to kill some people? Because we all know that the biblical God never killed anybody. The biblical God never wiped out entire cities. The biblical God never asked people to kill their own children. The biblical God didn't, flood the entire planet and kill everybody except a select group of individuals. So if you're arguing that it's wrong to kill people because God says so, first of all, problem number one with that, if God stops saying it's wrong to kill people, then killing people isn't wrong anymore. So these morals, as you call them, are not based on any principle that doesn't change, such as the non-aggression principle, which says that you do not initiate aggression against other people. It doesn't, factor in like what color the other people are, or what day of the week it is, or is it written on a piece of rock, or, are you wearing a tie, or is it Friday, or whatever. None of that factors in. The second problem with people who say you have to have religion to have morals is that what you're also saying is that you don't have any morals of your own. You're simply blindly accepting the morals that God is telling you to have. And furthermore, the only reason you're doing this is, of course, because you want to obey God. Why do you want to obey God? Well, because you want to go to heaven. So basically, this is conditional. It's like, I want to go to heaven, therefore I'm not going to kill people because God said thou shalt not kill, except of course for the people that God says it's okay for me to kill. For example, brown people in Afghanistan who we are currently killing with flying robots, right? Killing them, perfectly okay. All right. You statists, you 99%ers, you people who think there needs to be a law against things, that for example, when we make another law against guns, that's going to tell people finally that no, you're not supposed to go to the movie theater and kill people. What you're saying is you need laws to tell you right from wrong. You need laws to tell you what to do. What you're saying to me is that if there was not a law against killing people, you would go out and kill people. This is, of course, the exact argument that's lobbed at anarchists. Because, if we had anarchy, everybody would be running around killing each other. And the only thing that stops people from killing each other is that killing each other is against the law. Now, that's a very dim view of human nature, but I understand where it comes from. Because for most of you out there who don't grasp, don't understand, and don't apply the non-aggression principle, because the non-aggression principle is so very complicated. I mean, wow, the idea that, it's wrong to initiate aggression against other people. Wow, that's so complex. And you just can't understand that. I mean, wow. But we have to initiate aggression against other people, right? I mean, how are we going to get money for the roads? The fucking roads. How are we going to get tax money for the roads if we don't force people to pay income tax? And if they don't pay their income tax, if we don't go to them and imprison them, and if they resist imprisonment, if we don't kill them, how are we going to get tax money for the roads? So, you 99%ers, you can't grasp the idea of not using aggression against other people. So you have no fucking morals of your own. Your only morals that you have are based on what the state makes legal and illegal. Right? I mean, when cocaine was legal, it was okay. Now that it's illegal, why, it's wrong. And if murdering people was not illegal, it's not the anarchists and the libertarians who would be running around murdering people. It's you statists. Because just like the Christian only has the morals he gets from God because he wants to go to heaven, you statist, you only have the morals that you get from the state. And you only obey those because you want to be part of the state, because you're scared, because without the state, you're afraid and you need the state to protect you. So the state says, assault rifles are wrong, and you mindlessly say assault rifles are wrong. The state says murdering people is wrong, and that's the only, that's why it's like, well, we have to legalize homosexual marriage. Why, yes, because if homosexual marriage has to be legal, because God forbid we simply acknowledge that homosexuals getting married, if they want to get married, is perfectly okay without the consent of the state. It's as if when the state says, okay, homosexuals, you can get married, well, oh, now it's okay. You statist, you do not have morals. Just like the Christian, you don't have morals of your own. So, and this is why you're running around going, we need another law. We need more laws against guns. No, we don't need more laws against guns. All you need is the fucking non-aggression principle. Murder, for those of you who don't know this, murder is already illegal. Okay, I think I said this already. The murder is already illegal. The idea that one more gun law is going to have prevented this from happening is fucking nonsense. People who are insane do not alter their behavior because of what is legal and what is illegal. People that are intelligent, who actually have morals, who actually think, do not alter their behavior based on, I'm going to talk any minute now, people who are actually intelligent do not alter their behavior based on what is legal and illegal. Only stupid fucking statist 99%ers like you alter your behavior based on what is legal and illegal. And you do that because you can't think, you don't know right from wrong, you don't have morals, you need somebody to tell you what is good and bad, what is right and wrong, what is healthy and unhealthy. Because you don't know. And let me just point to that and say, oh yes, another great success of the education system in our country. I did that. Wow, hey, holy shit, Randy, I'm doing good. I blew through all those notes. All right, now, speaking of the stupid people, I want to talk about some of you stupid people specifically responses. Of course, like half the planet, I heard about this event from Facebook, and I saw some responses on there. One of the responses I saw from one of my Facebook friends was, she wrote, among some other stuff, quote, blah, 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 quote, as if life is not scary enough, unquote. Then it's about how it's dangerous to fly on an airplane and dangerous to do that. And now it's dangerous to go to the theater too. Life is scary because you are incompetent. I've actually kind of already talked about this. Life is scary because the state needs you to be scared. Life is scary because you don't know how to defend yourself. Life is scary because you don't know how to provide for yourself. Life is scary because you are emotionally and intellectually immature. Life is scary because for all of your life, You have relied on the state to provide for you. You've believed everything the state tells you. You get your beliefs from the state. You get your belief sets from the state. You get your morals and ethics, such as they are, from the state. And any time the state fails to provide for you or to protect you, you become afraid. Which, as I've already said, that's what the state wants. Because now you people are going to cling to the state even more desperately. You're going to call for more laws and more laws because, oh, just one more law would have done this. Life is not scary. You're a pussy. There's a huge fucking difference between those two things. Okay? Now, this is where I'm really going to have my fun. Another quote on Facebook was, one person asked, and this is semi-paraphrasing, hold on, let me get a drink of water. I know many of you were grateful for that moment of me shutting the fuck up. One of my Facebook idiot friends asked the question, what could make a person do that? Let's see. What could make a person think that violence, that killing other people, is an intelligent, rational way to behave for whatever reason he did this? Which we don't know yet, but I'm sure we will soon. Because as far as I know, the guy is still alive, and I'm sure he has a book deal and an Oprah Winfrey appearance coming. And yeah, so anyway, we're going to get some kind of sob story. His mommy beat him and his daddy was an alcoholic, you know, or George Bush lowered taxes on rich people, or, you know, Obama passed healthcare reform, or, you know, Sarah Palin. It's going to be whatever. He's going to have some fucking whack job excuse. But let's ask ourselves, what could make a person in our society think that using violence is a way to deal with issues? Well, let's see. According to at least one source, the state, the United States of America, the state of that country, our government, however, our military, however you want to put it, we have killed so far at least 8,813 civilians in Afghanistan. What could make a person think that violence is a way to solve problems? In the war on drugs, we kill people on a regular basis. We take a whole lot of people and we stick them, by we, I mean, of course, the state. The state takes those people and puts them into prisons, which are run by corporations. And in those prisons, those prisoners are raped by other prisoners. And you ask yourself why, what would make a person in our society do something like this? What would make a person in our society think that violence is an answer? Our state did prohibition against alcohol. People were killed over that. Our state massacred people at Waco ostensibly for ass-fucking little boys. Let's pretend for a moment it's true that the people in Waco, in the compound, were actually sexually abusing children. How was that solved? With violence, by murdering them. Why would somebody in our society think that violence is a way to solve problems? Ruby Ridge, a government sniper, shot an unarmed woman in the head while she's holding her baby. Why would somebody in our society think that violence is a way to solve problems? 9/11, it's led to the TSA, it led to the invasion of Afghanistan, it led to the invasion of Iraq. That was, one of the excuses for that invasion of Iraq. We have flying robots in foreign countries killing people. Why would anybody in our society think that violence and force and murdering people is a way to solve problems? The state conducted the Tuskegee experiments The state tested LSD on military soldiers. The state tested radiation, the effects of radiation on military soldiers. The state has tested biological weapon delivery systems on civilian populations. The state traded arms for hostages. The state put Japanese people in concentration camps. Why? Why would anybody in our society think that violence and force and murdering people is a way to solve problems and resolve conflicts? In public schools, if you want to get up and take a piss, you have to ask permission. And if you don't get permission, you can't go piss. And if you get up and you try to go piss without permission, in some schools, there are armed police officers and they will physically restrain you. School children have been tasered in public schools. School children have been arrested for kissing other school children on the cheek. And you ask yourselves, because you're stupid, why would somebody in our society think that violence and force and murdering people is a way to resolve conflicts and solve problems? Why would somebody in our society go into a place where people are watching a movie about people, a movie about people who resolve their conflicts by killing each other? Why would somebody go to a place where people are watching a movie about people who kill each other to resolve their conflicts and kill people? God damn fucking hell. I can't figure it out. I'm baffled by this. Absolutely fucking baffled. Look, you guys can't see my face. If we should have like like Rush Limbaugh. I did not listen to Rush Limbaugh today. I bet he's having a field day with us. We should have like the little Rush Limbaugh cam in here so people could see my face right now. I'm baffled. I'm so baffled. Our society, our nation, the state that we live in is entirely based on the use of force. If you do not obey the law, somebody will come to you and try to force you to obey the law. If you resist obeying the law, they will use more force and they will escalate the force. And if you continue to resist, they will attempt to imprison you. And if you resist being imprisoned, they will kill you. And you dumb fucks out there actually want to know why somebody would do this. Because we live in a society where the state suppresses any concept of the non-aggression principle, because if the non-aggression principle were applied, the state could not exist. That's me giving you guys some silence. I looked at my notes. What else do I have here? I feel like I need to say more than, I feel like I had more to this. Okay, yeah, let's point this out. I also here, so about how could he do this? Think about this for a minute. He killed 12 people, I believe it was. I think 13 was a possible latest count. Who knows? There might be more, because wounded people may die. Whatever. Let's just, for the moment, say it was 13. That's just a number. Had a person wearing a costume, had this person been, for example, a DEA agent, and he went in and shot 13 people in a drug bust, it would be in the news. We'd be celebrating. People all over America would be celebrating this. If in Afghanistan that killed 13 people, we'd be celebrating. Obama would be talking about how wonderful it is. Isn't it interesting how When you're part of the state, you can murder people and it's celebrated. But when you're not part of the state, when you're just brainwashed by the state, when you have no morals because of the state, when you can't think for yourself because of the state, and then you go and you do what the state does, which is kill people, the state gets really pissy. And of course, one of the definitions of government, and I would prefer to think of this as a better definition of the state. So I want to say one of the definitions of the state is the structure, the infrastructure, whatever you want to call it, I'm not getting a good word right this minute, that has a monopoly on the use of violent force. The state can kill people all day. It's not a big deal, and in fact, it is celebrated by you sheeple. But when one of you sheeple, who can't think, who has no morals, who has been fucked up by the education system, who's been fucked up by the society created by the state, who's been fucked up by all the arms of the state, the education system, the mass media system, the popular entertainment system. I mean, I'm sorry guys, it was fucking Batman. It's a movie about people killing each other. How the fuck can you sit there and say, how could somebody do this? That reminds me, I want to plug the movie which is called This Film Has Not Yet Been Rated. I did an entire podcast, maybe a couple of them, about this movie. They're brilliant because this movie is brilliant. Here's the very, very short version of what that movie says. The entertainment industry gives lower ratings. By lower, I mean ratings that allow the movie to be more accessible to younger people. Gives lower ratings to movies that involve cartoonish violence and involve women getting raped. And it gives higher ratings, like the NC-17, to movies that involve or show people, either homosexual sex or people having sex where it's not rape, where it's actually consensual. And so, as people are growing up, when they finally get to go see a movie rated R or whatever, what's the first thing they go in there and they see? They see violence. They see women getting raped. And this is not, let me be very fucking clear, this is not me saying that this happened because of the Batman movie. I am saying, however, that the society in which this sort of stuff happens, the society in which movies like that are seen as fair for younger people, that is a contributing factor to everything else. If we took away violent movies, things aren't going to change. The entire state as a whole has to change. The violent movies are only a part of it. The fact that children grow up seeing the state, seeing I have to ask permission to go take a piss or I'm going to get tased, and then they come home and they see the war on drugs on TV and they see people, getting arrested for it. And then you take and you dump on top. So then they go to be entertained. They watch a movie and they see more of people getting shot. I mean, after you get subjected to this idea that violence is how you resolve conflicts, not just from the movies, not just from the media, not just from the war on drugs, not just from the government, not just from the school, not just even from their own parents. It's like, you didn't finish your P's, I'm going to spank you and send you to your room. Violence, that's the fucking solution. So as kids grow up and they see from every fucking angle around them, they see that every segment of our society is based on force and the threat of force and the threat that at some point, if you continue to not submit to force, you will be murdered. And then you sit there and you fucking wonder why somebody would kill somebody. You wonder why this whack job who, I guarantee this guy's a fucking statist. You wonder why another statist would walk into a movie theater and shoot people. I also find it interesting that this is the worst national disaster, of the worst shooting since Columbine, which I think is in 2007 or whatever. I mean, let's think about this in perspective. Considering how fucked up our children are, considering how fucked up the dumbest generation ever is, considering how our society revolves around violence. I mean, I hate to break this to you, but the fact that this is the worst shooting since Columbine in 2007, you people should be fucking grateful. I mean, you think you're afraid of dying because you might get shot when you go out in public? How do you think people in Iraq feel? How do you think people in Afghanistan feel, knowing that a fucking flying robot could come out of the sky at any goddamn moment and kill them? How long do you think Afghanistan goes between murders from flying robots? It's a lot motherfucking more than 5 or 6 years or whatever it is. I don't feel like doing math right now. You know, it's kind of like when an airplane crashes. This is the worst airplane crash in 5 years. Nobody pays the fucking attention to the fact that we went 5 years without an airplane crash. All right, so this is the worst public shooting since 2007. Considering how fucked up our society is, and considering how fucking brain dead you sheep are, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say we're doing pretty goddamn good that there aren't more people whacking out and killing people. I mean, we treat people like shit all through their entire life. We fucking make you take your shoes off to get on a fucking airplane. We make people ask permission to go take a piss. You know, we harass people with all these stupid little laws like your tail light is out and you don't have a license to build a fucking deck on the back of your house. And then you act all surprised when one person out of the entire population of the United States, one person finally snaps and shoots some people. What about all the people in the United States who last night didn't go out and shoot people at the movie theater? But again, the media and the government and the corporations and the education system and the entertainment industry and the state, they're all going to take this and they're going to drive it home because they need you to be afraid. Because the more scared you are, the more power you're going to give them. And let us prepare ourselves for the flood of fundraisers. Oh, and there's going to be the songs, 9/11, 9/11. So here we go, the new country's western hit. Where were you on the night of Batman's premiere? When you read the news on Facebook, did you shed a tear? I mean, the media industry is going to love this. They're going to make a fucking fortune. There's going to be fundraisers everywhere. I'm so fucking sick of fundraisers for shit. You know, legit shit. I'm going to throw this, and this has nothing to do with it. You know, you people may know here outside of Fort Collins, we had the High Park fire, and there's a lot of fundraisers for that, and that's great. Some of them. The ones like, let's raise money for the firefighters. I am all for that, okay? I have volunteer firefighters in my family. I love fire departments. I've always given money to support fire departments. But one of the fundraisers that's going on is they're raising funds to help people rebuild their houses because some of the people didn't have insurance on their homes and now they don't have any money to rebuild. Well, golly fucking gee willikers. You know what? That's not a goddamn legit thing to be raising money for. If you own a home and it's up in the woods where if a forest fire comes, it's going to fucking burn down, buy some fucking fire insurance. What we need, of course, is fire insurance reform, just like healthcare reform, where you can wait until you get sick and then buy your insurance. The Messiah should pass a law that says you can buy home insurance to protect your home against catching on fire and burning down after it's burned down. Because otherwise, you know, it's just not right. It's just not fair. All right, it has nothing to do with shooting people at Batman premieres. Let me look at my notes. What else do I got here? I mean, I can kind of beat the dead horse to death on this one with, you know, there's also this notion that, okay, we're going to get rid of the guns and that's going to end this sort of thing. You know, I mean, he had the things are going on about how he had body armor and how he had gas grenades of some type. And he had a gas mask. Oh, so you can look to see all of those things made illegal or restricted. But like this idea that, okay, well, we're going to get rid of the guns and we're going to eliminate all this shit. You can kill people without a gun. All right. And states are good at this. All of those Jews were gassed by the Nazis. They weren't shot. Well, not all of them. That's not true. A lot of the Jews killed by the Nazis were killed with poison gas, not being shot. You don't need guns to kill people. You can run over somebody with a car. You can sit the movie. I mean, this is the difference between you and me, other than that I'm intelligent and you're stupid, is that I can think. I mean, think about how fucking lucky these people are that this whack job didn't get a couple of cans of gasoline and set the fucking place on fire. I mean, it would have been not that difficult to block the emergency exits. Because again, our buildings nowadays are sort of all built on the prison model. Our schools are built on the prison model. There's one main entrance. Everybody goes in and out one place so that you can be searched and identified. And I mean, hello, have you been to a movie theater? Have you been to a cinema? They're on the prison model. There's one place to go in so that you can buy your ticket and you can't sneak in. There's emergency exits. But you know what? If you got a good, we call it a screw gun, and some screws that'll shoot into the metal and some strips of metal, it's not going to take you very long to run around the theater, screw gun all of those fucking emergency exits shut. And then you just go up to the very front, you dump your gasoline, you toss a match on it. You don't kill 13 people and wound a bunch of them. You burn down the whole fucking thing. You kill everybody inside it. The fire possibly spreads to nearby buildings, kills even more people. This is not to say that only killing 12 people is okay or some shit. What I'm trying to communicate to your dumb fuck ass is that it could have been a lot worse. The fact is that idiot, because again, you people learn about firearms from watching TV. It's hard to kill a whole lot of people if there's only one of you and you're trying to shoot them. Guns only hold so much ammunition. Eventually you run out of ammunition. Contrary to what you've seen in the movies, you can only shoot one person at a time. That thing where the bullet goes through one person and hits another person, and then goes through that person and then hits the wall and ricochets off and hits another person, that shit only happens in movies. For one person to kill a large number of people with a gun, even if it's an assault rifle, is really not that hard. It's not that easy. He could have killed a shit ton more people if he'd have just bought a motherfucking gas can full of gas. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that you are afraid, and you are going to beg the state to make more laws. And you are going to beg the state to raise your taxes. And you're going to beg the state to increase security. Let me... Where are we at, Randy? Yeah, that's close enough. See, I was going to say all this for writing it down. So let's read some of the stuff that's been written about this. Here we go. The gas mask wearing gunman opened fire on moviegoers at midnight showing the latest Batman movie, killing at least 12 and injuring dozens more in the deadliest mass shootings in recent U.S. history. Deadliest in recent U.S. history. So apparently, mass shootings in recent U.S. history do not include the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Those don't count. No. Why? Because those are brown people. They're Muslims. Fuck them. We can kill them all we want. Those aren't deadly shootings in U.S. history. What about all the people killed in the drug war? Fuck that. They're not real people. Those were drug dealers. They were bad, okay? We don't have to fucking count them. No. All right. Police recovered 4 guns at the theater, 1 shotgun, 2 pistols, and what is believed to be an assault rifle, a law enforcement source told CBS News correspondent Bob Orr. Believed to be an assault rifle by who? I mean, who believes it? It either is or isn't, except there's the problem. There is no actual real definition of what makes an assault rifle. And again, why? Why? Killing somebody with an assault rifle is more wrong than killing them with a deer rifle or a .45 caliber pistol. I mean, or a knife. What if you fucking put a plastic bag over their head and suffocate them? Is that less wrong than shooting them with an assault rifle? What the fuck difference does it make? It doesn't, but it scares people. It scares your stupid little ignorant fucking 99% sheep fuckwad asses. A law enforcement source said the suspect also had a bulletproof vest, ballistic helmet, and military SWAT clothing. Look for all of those things to be restricted now. It'll be against the law to have those things after this. The nature of the attack suggests that it was well planned. I mean, what? So again, what? So he planned it. So it's more wrong. If he just would have woke up with a fucking somebody pissed in his cornflakes and just grabbed a gun and ran down there and started shooting people, it would be less wrong. Are we going to have a law now against planning? Holmes, the suspect, had no known criminal record. He previously lived in San Diego, records show. The Associated Press reported that Holmes dropped out of the University of Colorado School of Medicine last month. San Diego, California, higher education. I mean, just, I don't even need to do this. Those of you who know me should know that, California, the most liberal, statist, fucked up state in the nation, other than Massachusetts. Higher education, yep, they're doing a great job at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, teaching people. I mean, this guy was going to go to medical. He was going to be a neuroscientist. Oh boy, there's the future of the medical field. He didn't say why he was. Let's see. The University of California, Riverside confirmed to CBS News that Holmes graduated in 2010 with a degree in neuroscience. Way to go, University of California, Riverside. And just hand those diplomas out to any psycho, don't you? I mean, this guy could be, in a hospital somewhere. Anyhow. Oh, no, wait, here. I said Columbine. I was wrong. It was the worst mass shooting. Write that down. I was wrong about something. It was the worst mass shooting in the United States since 32 people were killed on the Virginia Tech campus in 2007. Again, I'm sorry, but considering how fucked up you people are and how whacked our society is, we're doing pretty good, man. And then there's Obama. He's like, there's going to be other days for politics. Obama fucking loves this. His family issued a statement of sympathy for the victims, ask for privacy while they process this information. What is there to process? You raised a child who turned into an adult that fucking is so whacked out and fucked up that he kills other people. I mean, what do you need to process? You failed as parents. I mean, we're done here. What else do you need to know? As parents, you are failures. I know, oh, but what about their feelings? And of course, a bunch of you out there are going, how can you be so insensitive? Wait, right. Here I am sitting here talking about how it's wrong to kill people and how the state didn't do anything and how these parents fucked up. And you're, how can you be so insensitive? Well, I don't know. What about the people this guy shot? Who gives a fuck about them? Nobody. You pretend you give a fuck about them. The state, the government is going to pretend it gives a fuck about those people. But you don't give a fuck about those people. You give a fuck about yourself. You're scared now, which is what the state wants, and you're going to be scared, and you're going to keep being scared, and you're going to beg the state to protect you, and you don't give a fuck about those people. You didn't know those people. What about the people in Afghanistan? What about the people being raped in prison? What about the people being murdered in the war on drugs? Do you give a fuck about them? No, of course you don't. Right, so you want to know how I can be so fucking insensitive? I can be so fucking insensitive because I'm not stupid. In New York, police will deploy officers at screenings of The Dark Knight Rises throughout the city, quote, as a precaution against copycats, unquote. Police Commissioner Raymond Kelly said in a statement. The Paris movie premiere was canceled on Friday, event organizers said. Workmen cleared away barriers that had been set up in preparation for the premiere. Yes, because there might be copycats. Because you people out there, you statists, you 99%, you're so fucking stupid. You're so gullible. You're so unintelligent that you see something like this happen and you might go out and do the same thing. Be scared. Be afraid. Somebody's about to kill you any moment. The state, only the state can protect you. Be afraid. Be afraid. I'm so afraid. I'm back. Your worst nightmare. Okay, so as we were sitting there reviewing the file, I realized something has been here. Listen. Right now, there's another controversy going on in the United States because your fuckhead messiah, Hussein Obama, got up there and said, if you're rich, you didn't do that on your own. You didn't do that. We did that. Society, whatever. You didn't do that. All the people who built the roads, all the people who built the roads did that. You didn't build that business on your own. You didn't get rich on your own. It's because of everybody else. Do you think that his Lord and Savior, His Highness, the Messiah, Hussein Obama, do you think he's going to get his nasty little filthy self on TV and open up his disgusting little fucking pie hole? And he's going to say, this whack job didn't shoot those people at the Batman theater on his own. No, society helped him. He used this asshole who shot those people. How did he get to the cinema? He drove there on a road. Who built if it wasn't for the government, there'd be no roads. Well, right now, if it wasn't for the fucking roads, those people would be alive. How the fuck did anybody go anywhere before the government built the roads? It's like, how the fuck did Christopher Columbus sail across the ocean when there were no fucking roads made by the government? How in the fuck did Hannibal march over the Alps with his fucking elephants when there were no fucking roads built by the government? The roads. Okay, is anybody gonna come out and talk about how this fucking nut job didn't do this by himself? He didn't do that. No. Society helped him do those things. Society built the roads. Society transported the guns. Society built the movie theater. Society made the Batman movie that people went to see. I mean, where are we gonna spread the fucking credit for this around? Is the state going to take any credit for creating the infrastructure that allowed this to happen? Is the state going to take any credit for creating the fucking mindset in people's... I just spent 52 minutes talking about the mindset we have in this society where you solve problems and resolve conflicts with violence and with force and with laws and with regulations and with killing people if you have to. Is the motherfucking state... Is Obama... Is anybody going to stand up and say he didn't do this on his own? Actually, they probably will, because this will turn into a terrorist conspiracy. It almost has to, because in the United States, everything is terrorism.